Hello. In this video, we're gonna see how we can use workflow with content management. So how I can change content as a content reviewer. That content can be sent based on workflow to maybe an admin or our content manager. They can approve it before it get published on Liferay. So we're gonna see how we can do that step by step on Liferay. And we're gonna also do a real case scenario for this. So I'm logged in here as an admin user. I already went in my first video over the workflow building process, but I'm just gonna go through it very quick. So as an admin user, I can build workflows. So in my demo scenario, I will be using that workflow. So basically, when someone create a content will be sent to review, and the reviewer will be the admin user, which is Bruno. So I'm gonna log in on the other browser as a content creator. The content creator will send it to review to Bruno, and then once Bruno approve it, go to publish status. So you can see here there's the notification. So this is how the notification will be sent over email and user notification. And you can see the assignee for the review is the organization administrator, which is Bruno in this demo, right? And you can see once Bruno approved this content, it would be published in approved status. If they reject it, it will be sent back to the user to edit it or do whatever any change on it. Okay, so how to use that workflow in the content management. So as an admin user, I can go to the content management and I can specify very defined workflow for a specific template on a specific folder to that level of detail. So for example, for service pages, I can decide for the service page, I do want to define that the service page will only, okay, let me edit this one more time, sorry. For the service page, I do want to define that the service page will only have title, image, text, contents. And then for that content, I want to use the single approval workflow. And maybe I can define other content. So maybe for banner offers, I want them to use a tag specific approval workflow. So on every specific folder, you can define what workflow you will use for what content type. Just for our demo, I'm going to use one workflow on the home folder that will be inherited on all other folders. So on the home folder here, I'm going to the edit button, click edit, and I will use a single workflow to the whole home folder, which is single approval workflow. So basically, in that workflow, a content creator will edit the content. It will be sent to me as an administrator to approve it first, right? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to the other browser, and on the other browser, I'm going to log in as a content editor. So go here, click on the edit button, and I will go as I believe Richard, right? So you can see here Richard got logged in. By the way, since he's a content, he does not have access to the control panel. Under content, he has only access to the web content. So with permission that we'll see later in the demo, you can limit what user can do here. So he goes down here, he got edit permission to edit this web content. So he can come here and say, all right, I want to edit this content. So he click on the edit button, and now he can start editing this. So I'm gonna just completely change everything. So I'm gonna change the header and maybe change the text as well. Right, I'm gonna copy the header here too. And I'm gonna add another image, right? So I'm gonna copy here on my, um, I believe that folder. Let me see if I don't have it here. Right, 1 second. It's not there. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna use the content that I have here. I don't have the image I want to deploy, but I'm just gonna use an image I have it here. So maybe I'm gonna use this image for now, right? And add it here. So I completely change everything in this content. And if I publish this and scroll all the way down, you can see the content still look the same. It didn't change. And the reason is I need to approve it first. So if I went back to the other browser and just hit refresh, you can see Bruno got a notification here. And this notification say that reach your admin send you a web content article to be reviewed. So you can click on that and that send him to that workflow task. So he can actually view the content, so you can click on view, so you can view how the content looks like. There is another nicer feature that they can click on difference, and the difference will show them what got added new. So basically here you can see everything got removed and there is a new content got added. So they have full flexibility to see the difference if they want, and they can decide what version difference from the previous version. So they can decide between the versions here. They can also decide between the language of each version. So that's they have full flexibility to see the difference between the current version and the new one. All right. So let's say Bruno is actually on vacation. So if that happened, Bruno can come here and they can say, assign this to someone else, or they can automate this process. If I'm in vacation, please assign this task to someone else to work on it. But since Bruno is working, he can say, I will work on it. So he can send this and he can say, I will, sorry, let me change the language. I will work on that. Right? So anytime Bruno goes to his workflow tasks and he goes to assign to me, he can see that there is a pending task here that he needs to approve. Until this moment, page looks the same because this workflow is not approved yet. So if I click on this, you can see now I have a comment section where I can collaborate with the content creator. So I can say, Richard, please edit fonts, right? Or whatever, any edit. And you can see now Richard will receive a notification here. This notification say that Bruno add you in a command, so maybe you need to collaborate together over that workflow. All right, going back to the other page, on the activities tab, you can see what happened in that workflow, where it got assigned, where Bruno pick it from the queue and start working on it. So you have a full auditing privilege on each workflow to see what's going on. The other thing also, as an admin user, under the control panel, you have access to the metrics. So you can always see that, okay, for single approval, there is total pending tasks, and I can actually go to the single approval. I can see the total pending task, and I can see what's pending and the workflow. So I can have full clear view for all the task flow running in Liferay, and I can see if something blocked, where it's blocked, and I can talk to the person who worked on that task. Right, so going back to my Bruno, my workflow tasks, clicking here. Let's say everything looks good. So I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna approve this. So I'm gonna say looks good, approved. All right, so adding that. Now if I went back to the page here, go to the home page again, scroll all the way down, you can see now I can view the content with the new images got published to my website. So this is the way you can use workflow. And as I mentioned, you can always use different workflow for different pages, different type of content. We have full flexibility to control that in Liferay. In the next video, we're actually going to talk how you can personalize the experience based on a lot of factors and rules that you can create. Thank you.